Hey everybody, it's Rob, and this is your homework video for Unit 9. We will be doing pages 56 through 59, okay? Whoops, sorry. We'll do page 56, the warm-up, page 57, let's listen, page 58, okay, let's check and read aloud, and page 59 grammar. So please remember this will be unit 9. Okay. So we'll be doing unit 9, page 56 warm up, page 57 let's listen, page 58 let's check and read aloud, page 59 grammar. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, remember this is the paper you use to write your answers in. Homework Unit 9, the purple heading. If you don't want to use this paper, it's okay to use your book. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. So I'm ready to start the experiment. First thing we have to do is match these words with their Japanese meaning. You have equipment, liquid, give off, vapor, melt, crystal, toxic, highly, degree, and tube. Okay, so let's practice these vocabulary words a little bit. So, first you have equipment. This is chemistry equipment. You have a beaker, tubes, microscope, thermometer. Okay, football equipment, helmet, shoulder pads, gloves. That's football equipment. Okay, if you play kendo, your shinai, your mask, those are all equipment. Okay, so that's equipment. Next, liquid. Okay, if you look at water, water is in three states. Solid, okay, when it's hard, that's a solid. Liquid is when, of course, it looks like water. Right now, my Diet Coke is a liquid. This is a liquid. Okay, that's a liquid. Vapor or gas is when you heat it and it becomes like smoke. Okay, so again, liquid means something that looks like water. This would be a liquid. Okay, good. Next one, okay, give off. Give off means um, to come from something. For example, cheese gives off a strong smell. Okay, if you heat water, water gives off a vapor. Okay, so that's give off. Okay. Vapor. Okay. Again, we're talking about water. You've got here, this is vapor and gas. This would be a vapor. When you heat water, water becomes a vapor. It gives off a vapor. Okay. Melt. Melt means to go from a solid to a liquid. When you melt ice, ice becomes a liquid. Okay. Crystal. Think of like salt or sugar, very small pieces that look like rocks. Okay. Those are crystals. Sugar crystals, salt crystals, diamond crystals, emeralds, other jewels. Those are crystals. Okay. Toxic. Toxic means poisonous or dangerous. Okay. Toxic, for example, sarin gas is very toxic. So yeah, toxic means poisonous, dangerous. And if something is highly means very. So highly toxic means very toxic, very poisonous. Usually when something is toxic, you'll see this sign right here. This is the toxic or poisonous sign. And if it's highly toxic, you will be required to wear a mask. Okay. And then degree. Degrees are measures of temperature. If you're from America, we use the Fahrenheit system. If you're in Japan, you use the Celsius. For example, the boiling point to make water into vapor is 212 degrees Fahrenheit or 100 degrees Celsius. Okay, great. So, okay, and then last one, tube. This is a tube used in chemistry and other forms of science, tube. Okay, so go back really quick. Let's go back. Hey, oops, can I go back one? I did this really badly. Okay, so let's listen to these one time. Please listen and look at the pictures.
Unit 9. I'm ready to start the experiment. Equipment. Liquid. Give off. Vapor. melt, crystal, toxic, highly, degree, tube.
Okay, so now go back to this part right here and please write your answers. Please try to match them right now. I'll give you 5 seconds. Stop the video. Please write your answers. Okay, here are your answers. Okay, go ahead and check your answers. Okay, great. Now, next homework, okay? By the way, this is on page 57, and this is going to be, this is looks like it might be important. So please try to study this grammar rule. I will try to explain the pattern later, but please take some time and study this. It's on page 57. Okay, next part. Let's listen. Okay, we're going to listen to who's talking? We're going to listen to Justin and the professor talk about their experiment. Please listen and answer these questions. Okay, what does the professor ask Justin to do? What is true of the vapor? Remember the vapor or the gas. Okay, and number three, according to Justin, what is important? Okay, so what does the professor ask Justin to do? Prepare the equipment, explain what he's going to do, or set up the test tube. What is true of the vapor? It has no color. It gives off a nice smell. Okay, it's toxic. And then, according to Justin, what is important? To see the liquid stage, to clean the test tube, to collect the vapor. Okay, please listen.
Justin and Professor Oki are talking in the laboratory. I think the equipment is all ready now.
That looks good. I think you're ready to start your experiment. Can you explain what you're going to do?
So I've put the iodine crystals in the test tube, and next I'm going to heat it.
Good. But be careful not to overheat it.
Right. And at first it'll give off a purple vapor. What happens if it overheats?
Well, you'll probably miss the melting stage. Also, remember that the vapor is highly toxic.
Okay, I'll be really careful. It's important to be able to see the liquid stage before it turns to vapor, right?
That's right. It should reach its melting point at around 114 degrees Celsius.
Okay, let's do it one more time. And every time we get close to the question, I'll hold up my fingers like this. Okay, so please listen one more time.
Justin and Professor Oki are talking in the laboratory. I think the equipment is all ready now.
That looks good. I think you're ready to start your experiment. Can you explain what you're going to do?
So I've put the iodine crystals in the test tube, and next I'm going to heat it.
Good. But be careful not to overheat it.
Right. And at first it'll give off a purple vapor. What happens if it overheats?
Well, you'll probably miss the melting stage. Also, remember that the vapor is highly toxic.
Okay, I'll be really careful. It's important to be able to see the liquid stage before it turns to vapor, right?
That's right. It should reach its melting point at around 114 degrees Celsius.
Okay, so please answer the questions. What does the professor ask Justin to do? What is true of the vapor? And according to Justin, what is important? 5 seconds, stop the video. Please answer the questions. Okay, Here are your answers. Okay, so what does the professor ask Justin to do? The professor wants Justin to explain what he's going to do. What is true of the vapor? It's toxic, very poisonous. According to Justin, what is important? To see the liquid stage. Okay. Next, okay, let's check and read aloud. Same conversation. Please listen one time and please stop. After you're done listening, please stop and fill in the blanks with the correct words. Okay. One more time. Here we go.
Justin and Professor Oki are talking in the laboratory. I think the equipment is all ready now.
That looks good. I think you're ready to start your experiment. Can you explain what you're going to do?
So I've put the iodine crystals in the test tube, and next I'm going to heat it.
Good. But be careful not to overheat it.
Right. And at first it'll give off a purple vapor. What happens if it overheats?
Well, you'll probably miss the melting stage. Also, remember that the vapor is highly toxic.
Okay, I'll be really careful. It's important to be able to see the liquid stage before it turns to vapor, right?
That's right. It should reach its melting point at around 114 degrees Celsius.
Okay, let me read one time quite slowly. Okay. Okay. First, Justin. I think the equipment is all ready now. That looks good. I think you're ready to start your experiment. Can you explain what you're going to do? Good, Justin. So I've put the iodine crystals in the test tube, and next I'm going to heat it. Good, but be careful not to overheat it. Right, and at first it'll give off a purple vapor. What happens if it overheats? Well, you'll probably miss the melting stage. Also, remember that the vapor is highly toxic. Okay, I'll be really careful. It's important to be able to see the liquid stage before it turns to vapor, right? That's right. It should reach its melting point at around 114 degrees Celsius. Okay, please stop the video, write in your correct answers. 5. Okay, here are your answers. Okay, please listen one more time, last time.
Justin and Professor Oki are talking in the laboratory. I think the equipment is all ready now.
That looks good. I think you're ready to start your experiment. Can you explain what you're going to do?
So I've put the iodine crystals in the test tube, and next I'm going to heat it.
Good. But be careful not to overheat it.
Right. And at first it'll give off a purple vapor. What happens if it overheats?
Well, you'll probably miss the melting stage. Also, remember that the vapor is highly toxic.
Okay, I'll be really careful. It's important to be able to see the liquid stage before it turns to vapor, right?
That's right. It should reach its melting point at around 114 degrees Celsius.
Good, okay. Good. Next one. Okay, let's move on now to grammar. Okay, we have to put these words prepare, drink, sign, hand, and bother, okay, into the correct spots. For example, would you like something to drink? So I'm going to give you a hint. All of these will be using to. So you're going to have to use to prepare, to sign, to hand, to bother. So first one, okay, number one, I'm sorry, you, but could you help me? Okay, hint, Jama. Number two, okay, number two, is it okay, I'm sorry, is it okay in the homework tomorrow? Okay, to give the homework tomorrow. Is it okay to give the homework tomorrow? Number three, I'd like up for a course in information ethics. Okay, information ethics. And number four, Sarah stayed up late in order her presentation. Jumbi. Okay, okay, 5 seconds. Stop the video. Please write your answers. Okay, good. Okay, here are your answers. I'm sorry to bother you, but could you help me? Is it okay to hand in the homework tomorrow? Number three, I'd like to sign up for a course in information ethics. Number four, Sarah stayed up late in order to prepare for her presentation. Okay, good. Okay, next one. We have to choose whether or not to use the infinitive to nantaka nantaka or just the verb. Now, I want to teach you a couple of phrases here, okay? So first, I want to, okay, please look here. I want to, I want, I would like to, I would like. Okay, I want to doshi. It has to be a verb, okay? So right here, but you get a different color so you can see it, okay? So these are the same. I want two verbs. I would like two verbs. I want to eat. I would like to eat. I want to go to. I would like to go to. I would like to get. I want to get. I want to doshi. I would like to doshi. Okay. Now, I want to what sky nai, then comes a noun. So I want some Coke. I would like some Coke. I want pizza. I would like pizza. I want a book. I would like a book. Okay, so kono pattern, oboite kudasai. Next one, let me. Let me, nankadoshi. Let me sit here. Let me go home. Let me help you. Let me show you. Let me talk to you. Okay, so let me verb. And finally, or tsugi, I have meishi to doshi you. Okay, I have a book to give you. I have something to talk to you. I have something to talk to you about, okay? Or I have something to talk to you about. I have a report to hand in to you. I have noun plus to verb, so on, okay? And then next one, person. This one is a little bit difficult, okay? Okay, person is, was, adjective, keyoshi, kedoshi, enough to, verb. For example, Rob is big enough. Rob is big enough to play small. Okay. Rob is, let's see, Rob is rich enough to buy Diet Coke every day. Okay. Rob is friendly enough to help with homework. Okay. So using these patterns, please now try to answer these sentences. Number one, okay, let me to show you how this machine works. Number two, I have a favor to ask you. Number three, Rob was kind enough, Rob was enough kind to explain the project in detail. And number four, I'd like to some information on this program. Okay, 5 seconds, stop the video, and please answer your questions. Okay, here are your answers. Good. Let me show you, oops, my pointer here. Let me show you how this machine works. I have a favor to ask you. Rob was kind enough to explain the project in detail, and I'd like some information on this program. Okay. Okay, letter C. Okay. You have to put these into correct order, and remember, there is one word that you're not going to use. Okay. So, number one, okay, number one, to I'm your happy feeling help project. Okay. Number two, do you me to do what want to what. Number three, I'll show you the how what to use equipment. And then number four, the data, Sarah, check, ask, let's to check. Okay, 5 seconds, stop the video, and please write your answers. Okay, here are your answers. Right here. Number one, I'm happy to help your project. Number two, what do you want me to do? Number three, I'll show you how to use the equipment. And then number four, let's ask Sarah to check the data. Okay, good. Okay. There are all your answers right there for the homework. Please bring this paper with you to our next class. Okay. Thank you very much. Otsukaре sama deshita, and we'll see you in class. Good job today. We're finished. See you next time. Bye-bye.